Hey everyone, it's Misanthropy here from spellsofmagic.com. This is Misanthropy's Magic Corner, and on this wonderfully witchy Wednesday, we're going to be discussing crystals and crystal magic. Now this will be a three-part video. Today is just a basic introduction to crystals, crystal cleansing, and some basic beginner-friendly crystals. Next week we'll be discussing crystals and their uses and spells, so we'll be going over some beginner-friendly crystal spells and pocket charms. Then the third and final installment to this will be on crystal healing. And with that said, get your cauldron and spellbooks ready and let's get to it. So when we're discussing crystals and crystal magic, it's based around the idea that crystals can store, channel, and amplify energy. They can do this with both positive and negative energy, however. This is one reason it's always recommended that you always cleanse your crystals regularly. This helps them to continue storing and channeling positive energy while preventing them from doing that with negative energy. Negative energy and stagnant energy in your environment can actually be amplified and made worse by crystals if they aren't cleansed and charged properly. And to cleanse your crystals, what I see most commonly suggested is soaking them in salt water. Unfortunately, certain crystals, hemite for example, will actually rust because of the iron content in the stone, so it's not a good idea to soak that in salt water. An alternative would be to place it in a bowl of salt, just regular table salt or sea salt is fine, and you'll just let it sit for an hour or two, and once you take it out of the salt, you can pass it through some incense smoke. I usually use sandalwood or dragon's blood, and that's just to help remove any extra energy that might be attached to it that you don't want there. Once you pass it through the incense smoke, you'll take your crystal and you can actually place it in the sun or moonlight to charge. But keep in mind, however, certain crystals, amethyst for example, will actually lose their color and luster if placed in the sunlight for too long because the sun can actually bleach the color out of the stone. So your pretty purple amethyst will end up looking dull and gray. One way to prevent this is either to just allow the crystal to stay in moonlight to charge, or if you absolutely have to, or that's your preference as far as charging goes is with sunlight, you can place it in the sun, just don't put it there for very long. With my amethyst, for example, if I have to use the sunlight, I will only leave it for a few minutes, 5 minutes at most, just because I'm afraid that it will actually damage my stone and I don't want that to happen. If you want to leave it for a little longer, you can. Just keep an eye on it to make sure there isn't any change in color. Now, if you aren't sure about the stones you have and how they'll interact with either salt water or sunlight, you can just do a little bit of research and it'll help you so that you don't have any mishaps. So with that, we're going to move on to beginner-friendly crystals. And the ones that I have here today are selenite. Now, selenite is a really wonderful energy amplifier and balancer, especially if you're doing crystal healing. It's a good healing stone. Another stone is hemite. It's good for protection and averting the evil eye. Amethyst is the next stone. Now, this is good for psychic awareness, psychic dreams, and a healing. So if you're doing divination or anything like that, amethyst is a good stone to have along with you. I've actually seen this used in pendulums because it's so popular for divination. The next one we'll be discussing is rose quartz. Rose quartz is a stone of the heart, and what that means is that it's commonly used to balance emotions and help heal broken hearts. It can also be used in spells for friendship and love and to help amplify those energies and draw them to you. The last crystal we'll be discussing is clear quartz. Clear quartz is just a wonderful overall crystal to have because it's such an all-purpose crystal, and it's such a wonderful energy amplifier and balancer just by itself. Now, that is where we will end this video for today. Our next installment will be on the next Wednesday following this, and it will be discussing crystal charms, and that is where we will end this video today. As always, stay magical.